Hey guys, Sean here with Fyrebx. We're going to talk about the hydroseeding with the Fyrebx T5. I've got the Edge product here, but first let's talk about the T5, some things we need to do before we actually mix it. You want to remove your spray nozzles from your front ports here because you don't want the hydroseeding going into these nozzles and clogging them. So what we did is we put 3 caps because we got 3 ports on the T5. You only have 2 ports on the T3 and T4. And we're set up here. Now this middle port is what we're going to hook to right here. We're actually going to hook a fire hose to this, and with a gun here to our nozzle to spray the Hydroseed. We're going to show you spraying it with the hose. And so we're going to get started here. So I'm going to have Luke go ahead and start it. What we've done here is we've turned this valve, the three-way valve. It's taking the water from here and it's introducing it back to the tank. So while it's doing that, I'm going to take my Edge product and you put a good bit on each side, just kind of mix it back and forth. Go over to the other side. Pump down in the bottom, and it's returning it up high up here and just literally folding it over. And now we're going to start with the second bag. Just go ahead and let it mix for about 5 minutes. I'll start moving things around. All right, so we have our first bag of pellets in there. And depending on how long the pellets have been sitting around and so forth, the humidity in them, it'll change the amount of time you need to actually mix in here. So with the first bag, we're probably going to let this mix for a good 5 to 7 minutes and let it break down. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the second bag. Over to the other side. All right, so you guys will see when it's mixing, you're going to see it starting to break them down, and they're going to break down further to where this is actually kind of an oatmeal texture. Make sure your RPMs are all the way up and your flow control is turned up, and that'll really get this stuff moving quickly and mixing a lot faster. Now when you're doing your mixing, I've got the lids closed here, and we're just letting it do a good mix. And I show you here, we still have these 3 covered. Do not unlock these at any time while that's running, or you will get very wet. From this port here, any one of these ports actually, we could hook up our cam lock here to either hook it up to a nozzle, and we can spray directly from here and start spraying out for Hydroseed, or we can hook up, which we're going to do today, we can hook up our fire hose to the cam lock, hook up our gun that we're going to use, our nozzle we're going to use for the Hydroseed, and show you how that works. Now that we've got this mix, the hose is deployed, we're ready to go. What I'm going to do is find the valve here. I'm going to close that valve so it no longer returns the water back to the tank. We're going to go out here. As you can see, we do not have a graded area. This is a test area that we do a lot of spraying and so forth. It's just a test area. But we're going to show you how it works with the hose. Now I can also turn the nozzle down and strip it a little bit, have it wide open. I'm going to turn the valves back to mix while we're on standby, and he'd be moving to the next location. Go ahead and close off these ports. Close this valve here. So I got both valves closed. I got all the caps back on. Now we're going to go ahead and recirculate. So if you see in there, we're barely using the product. Now we're going to show you how you can spray with actually just the machine. And I know you would be tracking in an area where you just sprayed, but if you're in a situation where you could get up a hill, maybe on a fire, following a dozer or something like that, and they want to get that hillside sprayed down with Hydromulch, Hydroseed, I can show you how you could do that. Real easy. All right, so we're going to put the cam lock back on here. We took our nozzle, our Hydroseed nozzle, off of the hose. Make sure you get that flat. All right, I'm going to once again come back here and change the valves so we can spray forward. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to have him drive forward just like he was in an area where they had maybe a fire go through or something like that. The dozers came through and start spraying. So as he's spraying, he wants to make sure he doesn't do any turns to mess up the ground underneath of him. All right, so hold it right there. So we're going to have Luke. I have now made sure that my two exterior ports are closed. I've made sure that the recirculation throughway valve is closed off, sending everything to here. So I'm going to have Luke hit that real quick. Go ahead. All right. So what I'm going to do is have Luke come up just a little bit with his machine. Tilt forward. Okay, right there. Now I'm going to have him back straight up. Real slow. Real slow. And as long as it's not turning, the ground underneath and the surface there will not be all messed up. And once again, guys, this is our testing area, so forgive the weeds, and it's not graded at all. Got great coverage with the Edge product. Now on this, we didn't mix seed with it. This is just the Hydromulch. You could add seed. And your thickness of your material is going to be determined on how long, of course, you let it sit there and spray on it. We can go with a thicker batch of material here as well. We've got this more on the thin side, so you definitely could add another bag to this and spray it just fine. Okay. So here you guys, you can see I'm just hooking up the fire hose. Maybe you're in an area where you could have got it that way with the machine, but now you got to get on a hose and walk around and treat the areas that you can't get to with the machine. Now another thing you can do is you can actually turn the nozzle down a little bit. You can coat it, the tighter areas, and then go back to full spray. Hey guys, so we finished spraying that load of Hydroseed, Hydromulch material, the Edge product, and what I'm doing here now, Luke, bring this down. I'm just rinsing off some of the flat areas, some of the plumbing areas. It's not going to hurt the inside, but just keeping things clean. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and add about 100 gallons of water to this, and then we're going to have Luke run it, and we're going to flush it all out, and you're good to go. Now you're ready for fire. You can add Class A foam agent. You can add fire retardants, you can add Roundup, whatever you want, you're ready to go next time around.